Victor Newman's actions with Matt Clark mark a defining moment where instinct turns into dominance. When Nick uncovers proof of real danger, it doesn't just confirm Victor's suspicions, it emboldens him. To Victor, evidence is permission. It tells him that hesitation would be irresponsible and that extreme action is not only acceptable but necessary. Victor does not see himself as crossing a line. He sees himself as preventing catastrophe. In his worldview, threats are not meant to be understood or confronted. They are meant to be contained, neutralized, and rendered powerless before they can strike. This is the same survival logic Victor has used his entire life, and in this moment, it reasserts itself with full force. Nick Newman's instinct stands in sharp contrast. He wants confrontation because confrontation represents emotional ownership. Nick believes that facing Matt directly would strip Matt of power and give Nick clarity. For Nick, unresolved fear is corrosive. It sits inside him and builds pressure. He is not looking for revenge, he is looking for closure. However, closure requires risk, and that is where Victor intervenes. Victor reframes Nick's desire to confront Matt as dangerous impulsiveness, positioning himself as the only rational actor in the room. This reframing is subtle but devastating. Victor doesn't just take control of the situation, he takes control of the narrative. By doing so, he undermines Nick's confidence in his own judgment. Victor's authority becomes absolute, not because Nick agrees with him, but because Nick is forced to recognize the consequences of losing control. The proof Nick finds doesn't empower him, it humbles him. It shows him how close he came to acting on emotion rather than strategy. For Nick, this realization is deeply unsettling. He sees himself reflected in Victor in ways he doesn't like. The anger, the tunnel vision, the need to dominate a threat, it's all there. The difference is that Victor embraces those traits while Nick fears them. Nick is left grappling with the idea that restraint is not the same as righteousness, and that unchecked emotion, even when rooted in good intentions, can be just as dangerous as calculated cruelty. At the same time, Nick cannot ignore the moral cost of Victor's actions. Victor's methods may have prevented immediate harm, but they reinforce a pattern of secrecy, coercion, and emotional manipulation. Victor doesn't just control Matt, he controls the emotional fallout for everyone involved. This leaves Nick in a painful middle ground, acknowledging that Victor may have been right about the danger, while still feeling that something essential was lost in how it was handled. This moment reshapes their relationship. Victor emerges feeling vindicated and untouchable, convinced that his instincts once again saved the day. Nick, however, walks away changed. He doesn't feel victorious, he feels exposed. He understands how thin the line is between self-control and self-destruction, and how easily he could have crossed it. More importantly, he realizes that Victor will always choose control over consent, safety over trust, and outcomes over emotional integrity. Ultimately, the rinse isn't about Matt Clark at all. Matt is the catalyst, not the core. The real story is about inheritance, how power, anger, and survival instincts pass from father to son whether they want them or not. Victor crosses a line because he believes lines are luxuries. Nick finds proof of danger, but what truly shakes him is discovering the danger within himself.